Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel, Let's Heal Together. So of course you can see we have a special guest today, my sister.
Hello beautiful people.
And of course you know her from Perfumeswithpat, and she is going to join in on the conversation today. So a lot of different things are happening today. We are visiting each other's channels just to, share the love and really just, support one another. So that's why we're here. Now, last week we were talking about who are they, and really the conversation we had last week was about just looking at your circle, because we had already looked at ourselves and we know who we are. We're starting to kind of get a feel about, the things we like about us, the things we don't. But then we have to look at the people that are supposed to be supporting us. Like, are they really for us, or are they just kind of tagging along to see how far we're going? So I know you watched the video from last week, so kind of tell me how you felt about the conversation that we had with Amber last week.
I think the conversation was like really good because, sometimes, people don't understand the importance of your circle, and for many years I have had a lot of friends and, this and that, but it's very important to know the people that you are around. You can be around an enemy for years and not even know it, because they act, like friends, and a friend it's someone who sees your bad ways, but tells you about them, but doesn't hold it against you, right?
Oh yes, that's a
right.
good one.
Yeah, they don't hold it against you. And a friend is someone where you are wrong, they will tell you. Not, oh yeah, no, you're not wrong, sis. But then to another person, they're like, psh, I don't know why she said that. No. You have to be the type of person where, no, that wasn't nice. I have some friends that sometimes when one leaves the room, they'll talk about that person.
Oh no.
So see, they don't understand that they're training me. I'm a sit back type of person and watch how you are, because I'm never gonna act like your friend and then talk about you behind your back. Never.
It's not a good trait.
If I'm your friend,
I'm your friend.
I'm your friend.
Yes.
I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. And I appreciate all the bad and the good traits that you have. Will I call you out on everything? No, there's a time and a place to be called out on things. But I'm never going to be the type of person, like, if you're in the room, oh, Vanessa, and then you leave the room, no. Those, if they're doing that to that friend, they eat with that friend, they drink with that friend, they go shopping with that friend, they're the godparents of the friend's kids, and when that friend leaves the room and they have something to say, even if it's something so minute, that is not a good person for you to have in your circle. Because if they're gonna do it to them, and you and her is not even that close as she's close to them,
They're gonna do it to you.
they're gonna do it to you.
That's exactly.
And you
right.
don't be that type of person either. Don't be that type of first person. So I really thought that honestly, sis, you was on it. Like, you had me. I was really good. And I think people need to hear this. I think that parents, it start off with parents, Parents, when you come home with an issue, if it's at work, at church, at this, and the kids know these people, even if they don't know these people, you shouldn't be against them, because all you're doing is teaching that child to become what you are.
Oh yes, we're examples.
Yeah,
we're examples.
And I've seen so many parents, oh, Vanessa is so this and so that, and everything they discuss around their kids. You are hurting your child. You are hurting your child. I have 4 kids, and my kids could never say to this day that I've ever sit at a table and discuss. No, I'll sit in my bedroom and discuss it with the Lord, or you have to have someone to talk to.
Yes.
I talk to things with my sister, but you don't tell it to everyone.
No.
Because then you're destroying people. You're destroying people's characters. Sometimes people are good people, but they have a bad day. So
yeah, we all have our bad days, and I think what you said was important, because we are looking to heal, and I think as we heal, it passes on to the next generation, because honestly, hurting people hurt other people.
Yes.
And sometimes the people you hurt the most are the people that you love the most.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize it. And I think that kind of ties into today's conversation, which is, are you ready to heal? So this actually came up. If you notice, I didn't post last week. And I was actually reflecting. I was thinking, like, am I really ready for this? Do I really want to do this? And I know it sounds a little bit odd, but when you think about it, healing is not just, okay, I'm going to feel better and it's awesome and it's done with. No, because you know what? Some of the things that you do, some of the ways that you treat people, some of the words, some of the attitudes, some of the roll eyes, some of the quick snapbacks, you know, you kind of have to stop all that stuff if you're healed. Now,
that's right.
You know that awesome feeling you get when somebody give you 2 words and you just so quick to give them 3? That kind of just like, yeah, you thought you got me, but I got you back.
That means you're not healed.
You know, so you have to give all of that up.
Exactly.
If you're going to proclaim that you're healed.
Exactly.
And so I really had a week and just some time to really think about, you know, am I really wanting to heal? And I was thinking, and you know, I always have these little stories that come up in my head, but and usually Amber's here. Amber, we miss you, but she's like my forever guest. But I was thinking about the scripture about the man that Jesus approached, and he's like, the man was sick, I want to say 38 years or something, and he's sitting down and he's waiting for an angel to trouble the water, and he's been waiting for like 30 something years to basically be healed. And here's Jesus, the healer. And he approaches this man and he's like, so do you want to be healed? And I'm thinking, like, if I was sick and sitting by a road for 38 years and someone goes, you want to be healed? The first thing out of my mouth is going to be yes. But that's not what he said.
He said he's been here waiting.
He's like, he's waiting. I'm waiting for somebody. So he just like had a comeback, like almost like an excuse, like, I'm not healed because I'm waiting for someone. And Jesus is like, dude, you know, my interpretation, dude, I am that one. You want to be healed? Come on, let's do this together. Let's do this together. And so I thought about that, and I'm like, okay, so where is the point that you have to reach? Because I think everyone's journey maybe is different.
It's different.
It takes them to a different place where you're ready. Like, you know, you have to be ready to be healed.
I think that your journey depends on your story.
True.
You know, because like your story, sis, is different than mine. Your upbringings is the same as mine, but the road, we're different people.
Yes.
You know, and the way we interpret things are totally different. What bothers me does not bother this girl. It's the weirdest thing.
Very true.
And what bothers her, I'm like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
You know? So everyone's story is different. And that's why it's important, you know, for us to respect everyone's journey.
Yes.
You know, and know that your step 3, I'm probably still on step 1.
Yes. And it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
You know, because, it's okay.
And I think we had said that last time, like respecting, like, you know, some people may just be healing from bad words that someone told them, where another person may be healing from abuse, physical abuse, where another person may be just healing from mental abuse. Some people are healing from different things, and it doesn't make your journey less intense than mine.
No.
Because you know what? There are people that bad words lead them to suicide, and there are people that bad, you know, physical abuse, it doesn't even make them think about that stuff. So everyone interprets things different. Everyone works differently on the inward, and it's okay to be different.
Exactly.
But you really do have to come to a point where you're ready to heal. You're ready to do this journey.
Yeah, because, you know, like even growing up, you know, not in my household, my mom always, you know, told me good things, but I've met a couple of people on the way that said, Patrice, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that. And what happens is you build up these walls, right? You build them up, and now they're here, and now you could either become so timid and so, you know, passive, but whatever reason, God made me more bold, you know, and I'm a bold person. I'm like, well, I'm a fighter, you know, so people interpret hurt and pain, and that's how I interpreted my pain.
Yeah.
I was a fighter. Not physically fighting, but I was just like, oh, you hit me once, oh, I hit you twice. Yeah. So, people interpret pain
Differently.
so much different,
Differently.
Yeah, differently.
I think if you know us personally, you would understand that, because my sister is very bold, very confident. It just kind of comes across in everything that she does. Whereas I'm more like, do you think this is okay? Does this look okay on me? Is this okay? Like, that's the type of person I am. I'm more like,
I don't care if you like it.
She's like, I'm wearing
Pat likes it.
Yes.
I'm gonna wear it.
That's kind of her personality. And so the way we interpret and our journeys for healing are gonna look very different.
Yes.
As different as we are physically, in style, in everything that we love to do.
Exactly.
Your journey is going to be different from the next person.
Yeah.
And be okay with that.
It's okay.
Be okay with that. Because if you're not okay with that, you're never going to heal, because you're going to be trying to take on someone else's journey.
Exactly.
And it's not going to work right for you.
And
so
God can't find you. I'm not trying to act like Vanessa, but God is trying to find Patrice to heal. Where is Patrice?
Yes.
Where is the Patrice that I made? I
Yes.
see all your shortcomings. I see all your hurt. I see all your pain. And guess what? I don't care. I still love you. I still,
Yes.
I don't have to act like Vanessa, soft and nice. People like that, but God still likes who you are. You know?
Yeah. He loves it.
He
loves it. He's made some of us bold. He's made some of us have a quiet strength.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the variety, spice of life. Right. So, embrace your uniqueness.
Yes.
Don't think you have to change or conform to someone else to be wonderful, to be perfect, to be lovely. You don't.
Exactly.
You just have to be the best you.
Exactly.
And because I love these cartoons and I can't get over them. So Tangled.
Okay, that was a good one. That's a good one.
Tangled. So here we are. We're talking about, are you ready to be healed? Are you ready to go on this journey? And so we see Rapunzel. She is like wanting to see these lights, and she's like thinking about these lights for years. She wants to see the lights, and so she gets this opportunity to see the lights. So she's already started her journey, but like as soon as she climbs out of the tower, you can hear the back and forth, and I think that's how I felt last week.
She keeps on putting her foot up,
yes,
so it'll touch the ground.
Yes,
and she's
then,
like, yes, no, yes.
She's like, this is amazing.
Yes.
No, this is terrible. I'm having the best day of my life.
No, I'm
this
not.
is the worst day of my life. And I'm like, this is how we are in our journey. Like some days it's gonna feel awesome, and some days it may not feel as awesome, but you have to know within yourself that you want this healing.
Exactly.
You want to become a better person.
Exactly.
You want to not be afflicted by the things you are afflicted with. And even if you think about it in the natural, I heard a conversation the other day between a doctor and a patient, and it was the most hilarious. I have to say hilarious because I don't know how else to phrase it. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard, because here is this physician. He's educated, he's well known, he's been in the business for longer than 30 years because the patient had known him for longer than 30 years. And he's like, I need you to go get seen now because A, B, C, D, and I'm concerned. I need you to go get seen now. And the patient's like, but doctor, you don't understand. I had this going on and that going on and this going on and that going on. And he's like, I hear what you're saying, but all of what you're saying right now, it doesn't matter because your life is at stake right now. So I need you to go get seen. And she's like, but doctor, like I haven't been home in so long and I want to spend time with my husband. And I'm like, I'm listening to this back and forth. And I wanted to just yell out, lady, do you want to be healed or not? Because you have to think about it. Like, you've been sick so long. And here is this professional person telling you, I need you to get seen so that you can get well. And instead of saying, okay, because I want to be well, you were bombarding everything he says with an excuse. So that's how we are sometimes. Like, are you really ready for this? Because when like I said before, like if you're healed and I go, I don't like what you have on today, what's going to be your response?
I like it.
Okay. Are you sure?
I like it.
Okay. Because usually her response is, I don't like what you got on.
Exactly. But you know what? Like, everyone's story is different.
Mm-hmm.
So since I have COVID, had COVID,
Mm-hmm.
I don't sweat the
Small stuff.
Mm-hmm. Every now and then I find myself getting a little petty,
Mm-hmm.
but seriously, who cares if you don't like what I have on?
There you go. And you have to think like that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that.
Why is
word.
that going to hurt me?
Yes, because like I haven't, I don't use that word often.
Yeah.
But you can't be Miss Petty Boots.
You can't.
If you're trying to be on this healing journey, you're gonna have to let some stuff go.
Something happened at work, and I'm gonna say it real quick. So a friend of mine was saying, "Hey, Pat, I started school, right?" And a friend of mine was like, "Pat, you should let these two girls, they just finished school.
Mm-hmm.
You should let this one and this one, sit down with them and ask them what was their journey, and ask them how to study, and ask
Mm-hmm.
them how to do this."
Mm-hmm.
And my comeback answer was, but it wasn't even a comeback. It was just like, "Oh, well, my sisters are
Mm-hmm.
nurses."
Mm-hmm.
And they got so offended by that.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, and then the girl said, "You know what she sound like?" And she goes, I said, "What do I sound like?" She said, "You sound like that patient the other day, what was saying, oh yeah, you have COVID." Well, I am a nurse practitioner. So I was like, that doesn't even match up. I'm not saying that I didn't need their help.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I had to literally sit down
Mm-hmm.
and think, was I trying to be that person
Mm-hmm.
to say, well, my sisters are this and my
Mhm.
sisters are, and I was like, no, I wasn't trying to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying, if I need help, I have two sisters that can help me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, in simplicity, that's all I was saying, but it became like a big thing, and everyone walked out the room angry, and yeah, it was really bad to me, at least, and I was just like, I had to literally sit back, and I was weird, but I just let it go. I went to lunch. I was like, "Hey, you good?" And she was like, "Yeah, you good?" I was like, "Yeah, it is what it is."
Sometimes
Life is short.
It is short, and I think sometimes if you're not careful, if you don't, because that's an easy way to get sucked into something that you weren't even thinking about in the first place.
Exactly.
Because sometimes people around you, they're not on their journey yet. They're still in their petty ways, and I feel like petty people always think everyone is petty.
Yes, they do.
They think everyone is just as petty.
Yeah,
and so
they do.
You may have just been making a simple comment like,
Simple
"No, my
comment,
sisters are there
and
if I
then
need help." But
right.
it's cool to offer help. But
Right.
my sisters are there. They live next by. It's easier for them. I don't want to, inconvenience anybody
Right.
else. But a petty person is thinking, "Oh, my sisters are nurses. Why do I need your help?"
Exactly. Exactly. That was my whole point. And I'm like, that's not even where my head was.
Okay.
All I was saying is, my sisters are nurses.
Yeah.
If I need help,
They're right there.
They're right
easy.
there.
It's
I live.
convenient.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
That's
But
it.
imagine now if you were, because sometimes something so simple, like you all left it and it was good. But what happens if you would have been like, "I wasn't trying to say that," and blah blah blah, and then it would have took it up a notch,
Exactly.
and then the fire would have started.
Exactly.
So I think it's important to always remain in a good headspace, because sometimes what doesn't initially, and I've been in so many situations like that, I can't even count. What initially was just like something simple, then became
a fire.
a fire.
Yes.
And the fire burnt down the forest, and now the forest has no trees.
I think,
and you're sitting back wondering,
when did it get like this?
When did it get like this? And is it worth planting new trees?
Exactly.
Because that's when you start to evaluate your circle, and you're like, do I want to plant new trees? If it got this bad, is it worth it?
Over nothing.
So I think it's definitely important, and the conclusion I've come to, it's still worth it. It's worth it to plant new trees, because you got to see the beauty in people.
You have to.
You have to see the beauty in people.
You have to.
I'm a believer in that. I
never was a believer in that. Like, I believe that.
Say it with
say it again.
A believer.
A believer.
Thank you.
A believer. Okay, I got it.
Not quite like that though.
A believer.
Yes.
Yes. So
you could tell she was never a believer.
I really wasn't. I like I said, I was the type of person, like, if there's trouble, okay, I don't want nothing to do with you, deuces. You know? Because like, I can be that troublemaker, trust me.
We all can. We
Yeah,
all have the
I could
potential.
be that. I could be that fire starter. But when I turn 40, like, dude, like, I have 4 kids. Like, no, I'm too grown for that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want nothing to do with you, like, deuces. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want to say good morning to you. I don't want to say hello to you. If there's always an issue, deuces. And you know, sometimes, like I told you, I only talk to my sister about certain things, and she's like, Pat, sometimes you have to find the good in. So she's not just saying this, like, you have to find the good in people. And I'm like, I'm
a believer in finding the good in people, because I think so often we live in a negative world. I mean, look at it. It's horrible out there. Like, who wants to even go outside these days? I don't. And I know I'm not depressed. I don't want to go outside. I'd rather just stay in my bed, because it's safer in your bed. It's horrible out there. But when you think about it, it's so much negativity. So imagine, you know, that saying, like, rose-colored glasses, where you're supposed to see everything beautiful once you have them on. Like, I feel like no matter how down in the dirt, terrible, horrible, like, look at the people that God picked in the Bible. None of them were awesome. None of them.
No.
But he always saw something amazing in them, and because he saw that,
Hold it